Hey, Angelic, how are you? Whew, good. I'm about to do a special. Hey, Jess. Oh my God, thank you so much for joining. Just waiting for my guest to hop on at a special time. Whew, I'm nervous. I don't know why. What's going on with you, Angelic? I saw you have a new shoe line out. Congratulations. Just waiting for Derrex. How's everybody's Friday going? Hey, Blue. Oh, I said Derek was unable to join. Oh, I'll be right back. It's got to be. Oh, there it is. There it is. View request. Accept. Oh, come on. Accept. There, finally.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm well, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
It seems
I'm
like
so
the camera's
excited.
a little high. Is my camera high?
A little bit. If you want,
Let me
you
see.
can lower adjust it, give some people a chance to hop
Let's
on. Hello, everyone who is coming on. I apologize if I don't get to the names quick enough. Jimmy, NYOKA 12. Okay, everybody's hopping on. This is awesome. Jess is already on with us.
Oh, yeah?
Mrs. Johnson, yes. All right, you good? You feel good?
Do I feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I feel
Okay.
good. How are you feeling?
Nervous, like I told you. All of a sudden, I got stage fright.
Why are you nervous?
All right, so let's get hello cocktails, movies, and stuff. All right, so let's get started. Hi, I'm your favorite Mindminx, host of the Mindminx Show, and this is a very special episode. And we have one of the stars of a hit show from Bounce TV called Johnson. Hello,
Hey.
Mr. Derrex Brady.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, dude does not age at all.
Hey, I received that. Did someone say that?
Yes.
I received that. Hey, I'm gonna take that one.
Oh, all right. So I got to go today and repost our first and second interviews, and just to recap and refresh my memory. And wow, what an amazing first season you guys had! And
Right.
I was blown away with the promos that you guys have running for Sunday. 2 days, less than 2 days. Like I think it's one day,
Two
it's 10
days.
hours.
2 days.
That flew by because I
It
remember
did.
saying in our last interview, you're going to make me wait a whole year, but that flew by.
Yeah, it went quick. It went quick. I mean, it's amazing. It feels like we were just in Atlanta filming, and now all of a sudden we've been doing promos and just doing promotions and stuff for the show. And like, it's finally this Sunday, July 10th, 8/7 Central, Johnson season 2. It comes out, and we're all excited about it. I mean, the first season was just amazing because Deja LeRae, who created the show, and Thomas Q. Jones, both of them are our showrunners, and they went with a vision. They took a risk, man. They really wanted to bring a balance to TV. And so Philip Smithy and I jumped on board and wanted to participate in that. And it's not the normal thing that you see, on that's depicted of African American men in TV and film. And so we did it and went totally forward in that vision. And audiences showed up to make us the highest half-hour dramedy series in Bounce TV history debut. I mean, what are you gonna say? People showed up for us, so I'm grateful.
Well, it was well worth it because you guys did an amazing job. The ensemble that you guys have just really made, and I said this to you before, I completely am invested in each one of the characters, like I know you guys personally.
Hey. I mean, that's the whole thing is that we uh we really wanted to live out these moments, and you come to work to play and have fun, but you want to live them out. You don't want to act them out. And I feel like the authenticity from the writing, the way it's captured, by the directors, I feel like, and then the actors all bringing their A game to live in these moments. I feel like people walk away feeling like I know you, and that's just from the the writing, directing, acting on down. So yeah, I'm grateful to be a part of this and what we're doing.
I'm so grateful to be by the way, so thank you very much. This is an honor, by the way, because you're allowing my little platform to be one of your bouncing off points to get more audience, hopefully, for the show. So I just wanted to thank you right off the bat. I
Absolutely.
did not want to forget.
No, not at all. I should have posted it. I was thinking about that. I did it. I read it on my story, but I was thinking, you know what? I get a lot of engagement on the page. I should have put it on my page, but next time for sure, I'll put it on my page as well.
Well, we got it right here. He said next time. There's going to be a next time. All right. So let's get in it. So we, again, are just 2 days away. So I just want to, in case people don't know, Johnson, starring obviously creator Deji Leray, Thomas Q. Jones, Philip Smithy, and of course Derrex Brady, along with a lot of names such as D.L. Hughley, Jess Luza, who has become a friend of my show now too, which I love. And of course is brought to us by producers, executive producers, Eric C. Rohn and Cedric the Entertainer.
Right.
Again, right. And we talked about this once before. There are other shows similar, but they just take that comedic route because it's almost like they're afraid to show the seriousness side to what Black males can have. So I really appreciate this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and that's what I was talking about when I was talking about balance. It's like, there's these certain things that you see on TV, or the certain ways things are presented on TV, and what's interesting is, aside from those stereotypes, there is a reality to those, but there's also the other side. And what makes me so honored to be able to play Jarvis Johnson on this show and be with my brothers on this show is that, when I look to my left and right of the people that I know, right, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, I see college graduates, I see entrepreneurs, I see men that are married, I see men that have their kids and they're totally engaged. These are the men that I see. And when I look on TV, I don't really see that. And so for Deji Leray and for Thomas Q. Jones, for Deji and Thomas to do this show, and then also for David Hudson, who's the president of programming, to pick us up on Bounce and say, hey, tell the story the way you see the story. It's authentic, and it's amazing to see, and for people to gravitate to it, because there's nothing really on TV like our show, So
no, there isn't, and I feel like part of the reason is because they don't want to make people feel uncomfortable.
Sure, yeah, they don't. I mean, listen, my my marriage is an interracial relationship, So on Johnson, my wife is white, played by the talented Jessica Lusa. So, these are things that we have to deal with. We had it episode 6. It was really the first time that Jarvis decided, listen, man, you didn't cross the line. You're not going to keep talking about my wife. You're not going to keep talking about my life, my decisions. I'm your brother or I'm not. And Jarvis stood up for himself and was like, listen, I think one of the amazing lines that Deji wrote for that episode is he said, I say when I'm talking to Thomas, I say, and I'm talking to Greg and Omar. I say, listen, I didn't choose to marry Lisa because she's not Black. I choose to marry with the woman that I fell in love with.
I remember that line.
And that's the perspective that we're trying to give, with Love is Love, is like, sometimes these things happen. Jarvis went to Yale. He was a fish out of water. There was nothing really common to him except these things that he found in common with this woman that was going to Yale, which was Lisa. And so they found this thing in common, this love, and they got married. And so to keep taking jabs at me, which is some of the questions and thoughts that audiences have, right? Like, let's be reality. There's some people out there going, why is this dude who is successful, why did he marry this way? And so we give a different perspective so that they can feel valid in having these questions from the characters asking it. And then they can also, other people that do see it, they can see the validity from someone like Jarvis, and Keith, who always has his back. Keith always has Jarvis's back. So yeah, that was a great
I love Keith.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point out, I believe that Naomi, who is Omar's wife, hopped on
Yes.
as well. So I just want to say hello. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
that,
joining
that's
in.
the great Kalila Joy. Absolutely. That's the great Kalila Joy. Talented. Amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and this is the thing. A lot of times people think that our show, because it's told from a male POV, that it might be like woman bashing, or we're saying like all the stuff that's negative to them, because there is a divide between men and women on social media. We see it, but on our show, the queens truly have a voice. They're not just there as placeholders. They're definitely helping moving the story, and giving different perspectives, and they're holding their men accountable as well as encouraging the men, as well as vice versa. So the queens on our show have a voice, and it's not dominated by anything else, but there's a POV, but it has strong voices from women in that show.
I completely agree with that. I definitely do know all the female characters. And I have to say, Naomi, quite a transformation. First season, she had a short haircut, and this
Right.
season, beautiful long hair. Love
Look,
it.
that
Love
I mean, that's how the queens do it. I mean, they're chameleon. That's how they do it. They're living, the
Definitely.
life and then the vibe. So, and Naomi got money. The two people on the show that have money is Jarvis and Naomi. I mean,
Hmm.
so yeah, she's with the fashions, everything from the car all the way through. So absolutely, she's beautiful, beautiful woman.
All right, so let's get into these promos that I've been seeing out there. So they're nothing but spoiling. So many teasers in there.
Right.
So from obviously Keith is not okay with Omar.
Yeah. No, no, no. We gotta see how that played out, because the girl that he thought was the love of his life, Omar got with her. So
The promos are hysterical.
yeah,
Greg and Serena are over.
yeah, that finally came out in the trailer. That's something that we were aware of, but that I saw that in the trailer where it finally was like, well, that's done. So that is, yeah, it is, it is. I mean, but listen, it's done for now, right?
Oh,
That's the thing about this, is that people go in ebbs and flows. That's real relationships. How many people have you dated where it's all going great, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm done, and then all of a sudden they call back on that one time, and then you get together for lunch, and then so for now, yes. Grace, moving forward in life.
wonderful. I'm sorry, Omar and Naomi are working things out.
Yeah, yeah, they're
I
working
love
things
it.
out.
I love it.
Omar's been fighting for his family, even amidst mistakes. He's been fighting for his family. Through the whole time, he's been a father that's engaged and with him. And so, what he wants most is his family back.
And it definitely looks at the happiness that you see in their eyes when they look at each other in the
Yeah,
what 5 second promos. I was like, yes, I was so excited.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
for you, for Jarvis,
Right.
there's a little bit of darkness in there now, huh?
What define darkness when you?
Well, so I felt like Jarvis was always, yes, always standing up for um, himself, his family, his relationship, and his business. But ever since, when the season finale of season one, where you were taken out of your car, thrust against the side, and
Mm.
taken to jail. Like I feel since then, there's almost a different type of fire that has kind of awakened.
Yeah, I mean, listen, all these things that are in Jarvis's life is still really, really important, right? Like his marriage is still important, his business, his brotherhood, all those things. But season one, Jarvis was the kind of guy that kind of like, wanted the peace to always be present. He wanted everyone around him to be happy. So if it came to his business, he would take the little microaggressions or the little hits to keep the business and not mess up his bag. And if it came to his
Mm-hmm.
brotherhood, he would take the jabs. He went through episode 1 through 5 with Greg giving him jabs about his marriage, and he never really hit back. And with his marriage, he would he would have a voice, but if to keep his wife happy, if she really wanted him to do this or really try to give this an opportunity, he'd listen and he'd do it, even if his instincts pointed another way. But season two, after going through the police brutality situation and things that went down with this company where he had instincts not to go that direction, it did end up playing out bad.
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis is in a place in life now where, like, listen, I always held my tongue, but if I see something, I'm gonna say something. And so now we're gonna see in season 2, are people gonna be able to adapt to this Jarvis, right? Because they're used to him just smiling and holding his peace. But now Jarvis is letting, he got a little heat. I mean, if he got something to say and he's emotional about it, he's gonna share it. And so
Well,
it's a little
so
different.
does that people include Lisa also?
It's not exclusive to Lisa or anybody. I mean, Lisa's very important to Jarvis. I mean, that's his partner. He married her for life. That was his goal, right?
Okay.
And but I do think that now, Jarvis and Lisa, and you can see from the trailer, things aren't going as smoothly as they were, and partly is that because Jarvis is now kind of diving into some new territory that he never really dived into, and now he's starting to speak up on things with a little bit more conviction and passion that maybe he would have been more relaxed or passive on. So that's a Lisa, that's a thing that she's got. This is a new thing that's been invoked into the marriage now. So it's not like he's just doing that with Lisa. I think it's across the board. I think anybody can get it. I think whether it's the brothers, whether it's his business, and the love of his life, in his marriage. But that's still really important to him.
I definitely feel that, and that was the note that I made. You seem angry now, so like this definitely. All right, so I'm glad we have a question. Somebody wrote in a question, so I'm really glad. Anyone who does have a question for Derrex Brady, aka Jarvis, please put them in the question bubble, and I will ask them. So let's see what the first person has to say. Oh, he said so. I'm going to say this wrong. I'm sorry. Shout out to the crew, hair and makeup, wardrobe, and the entire film crew. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, man.
And we talked about makeup last time because the injury makeup that you have for your black eye, and that was amazingly realistic.
Yeah, that was by Jasmine. I always call her Jazz, man. Jay Stamper is her Instagram handle. And she is amazing. And it's always awesome when you work with someone that they really care about their craft. They're not just there for a check. And that was across the board, whether it was in front of the camera or behind. And Jasmine is just amazing at what she does. I mean, even the great thing is, when I had to do that scene at the jail, and I don't want to spoil it for everybody. Catch up on season 1 by streaming on the Brown Sugar app. But when he makes that call, and I won't say who, but one of his guys picked up and he said their name, everybody kind of gave me space because I really needed to go through everything that had went through me that was traumatic. And, so I had my earphones on, no one really spoke to me. And even Jazz, she would come over and she was like, she wouldn't talk, but she would just need to touch this one little thing or, put a little gauze in my mouth. And she was just really about it. So, and it really helped to the authenticity. And then there's Lo, who does the hair for everybody. Majan, that also does makeup. I mean, the team of people, it's just no joke. And everybody stepping up. Stin is our DP, so it's just amazing crew and amazing cast.
Definitely was. We have another question for you.
All right.
Wait, no, it's Thea Camara. I hope you actually play the role as the therapist in an episode. I apologize for mispronouncing your name.
Oh, man. Yeah, she's a talented actress. I didn't get to have a scene with her, but she definitely showed up. And she's always working. She's got multiple projects that are coming out. But, yeah, she plays a therapist. And from everything that I heard, she was amazing. So no doubt in it that she came and showed up and showed out.
Very exciting. All right, so what can we talk about? Because obviously I don't want you to give away any more spoilers than are in the promos right now. But like, what do we have to look forward to, like, from storylines that didn't get to finish out in season 1?
I think some of the storylines that didn't get to finish out is one, we're going to see what's going to happen with as far as his assistant, and does he replace her, and does he get someone else, or is she still going to be there? Danny, who's played by the great Chloe James, they really had a bond in the office. She kind of helped him really steer forward. And so we're going to see what is, does he replace her? Does he get another assistant? Does he try to get her back? Because remember, he tried to get her to come back. Like, let's figure this out. But she was really adamant that she wanted to be about justice and she wanted to be part of change. And so he had to respect the conviction on that. I think also we're going to see what's this situation with Greg. You know, the last thing we left off with, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but he was the one that picked up the phone. He called Omar. Omar was going through his thing of what he did to Keith when, with Bianca, played by Rosa Acosta, the amazing Rosa Acosta. And so he didn't pick up. And then Keith was hurt what happened between Omar and Bianca. And so he didn't pick up. And so the only brother to pick up was my guy, Greg. And so we got to figure out what that is, because really up until then, they squabbed on the court and the guys broke it up. And then the episodes that went on, he kind of just spoke to him here and there. But we're going to see what the resolution of that is, because is this a brotherhood that really is for life, or is it something that they're going to go, you know what, I get it, we're just changed people. When that happens in friendships and relationships, people
it does. Just said spoiler. That's okay. I already saw last season, so it wasn't a spoiler for me. You know, so we have hopefully another question. And actually I did. So I apologize. Sibley World asks, how are you different from your character?
Said, whoa, hey, what up now? How am I different from my character now? Like I said, the first season, Jarvis really wanted to keep the peace. He really, he never wanted to mess with his bag. If it's going to mess with his money, he's going to take the jabs and the microaggression. If it's brotherhood, if everybody's not going to be able to enjoy the night, we're going to leave early, he's going to just be quiet and take some of the hits. And in his marriage, if he voices man, I don't think this is the way to go, but his wife really believes in him and supports him and is I really think we should at least give it an opportunity, he will do it. Season 2, if Jarvis is not feeling it, he's going to speak up and say, I'm not feeling that. And he's going to say, I'm not doing that. And it's really interesting because it's actually, I don't know how Deji does this, but it's parallel to my life, right? Because I'm the one that always wants everyone to be happy. I'm the one that, I just want to keep the peace. And the last couple of years, I would say I've been evolving into, I was always authentic, but I think I would just keep things close. And I've kind of gotten to the place where, no, it's good to be vocal. It's good to let people know what's going on. And that's really Jarvis's journey right now. If he sees something, feels something, he's going to say something. And that's different from season 1 Jarvis to season 2 Jarvis. Also, and this is not spoiling, Jarvis wants to get more involved in the community. The first season, he really didn't know what the guys were talking about. It's not that he didn't think police brutality existed. It's just that he was his circle has changed a little bit when he's not around his brothers. His circle, he's friends with the mayor of Atlanta. He's got judges that he goes out to lunch with. They're very affluent. There's charities that they're going to. And so his circle kind of has shifted, and Jarvis was kind of just off the pulse of what's really going on in the community. So it wasn't that he didn't believe his guys. It's just that he never saw it. So he didn't get it. After the, finale of season 10, now he's kind of listen. And he also, with Angela Lee, that played the reporter, he sat down with her and he told her, I really want to get involved in the colleges, the Black colleges. I want to get involved in my community. I want to see how my money can go beyond just myself, but how it can help push other people forward. So those are the ways that Jarvis is different season 2.
And that definitely does align with who you are personally, because correct me with the name, the Warriors Project, that is.
Yeah.
That if you guys have not heard of this, you guys need to go Google this and support, because this is an amazing program for young men and boys that do not have fathers. And you are a huge supporter.
I love that program. I've been involved with that program probably for about, I want to say at least 10 years, maybe about 10 years, 11 years. It's a good friend of mine, Jason Hill. And he comes from an addicted mother. He has no idea what his father looks like, never met him. He grew up in Akron, Ohio, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white kid, grew up in Akron, Ohio, one of the toughest streets there is, where LeBron is from. And how he made it to school and got back home, it doesn't even make sense. But, he ended up having, in a predominantly Black neighborhood, that became his family. And so he grew up on the hard streets, and he ended up deciding that, listen, man, I want to have a program that would have helped me. And so he created this program called Young Warriors that helps fatherless boys, from everything of how to do a PowerPoint presentation to how to tie a tie, how to shake hands and look people in the eye, how to create go-karts and go to the beach, and just all these experiences that a lot of fathers' boys might not have because their mom is working double time and can't do it, or different things that are going on in the family. So if anybody wants to know more about Young Warriors, please go to youngwarriors.org, and you can find out all the information on their website. It's legit. He's partnered with Eric Dickerson, the Hall of Famer. Eric Dickerson, most yards in a season, and they put on golf classics and charity events to help this program.
Now, this time last year, you had just finished doing a golf outing for them. Was there another one this year?
I want to say, no, there's one coming up that I'm going to go to again. There's one coming up. I want to say they moved it. I want to say it's in October. I think it's in October.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be in October, and I'm going to go to that one as well again, and definitely try to get people to contribute and show up for that one. It's an amazing event. All the Hall of Famers come out. He tried to put Barry Sanders, because I'm from Michigan. He tried to put Barry Sanders in my foursome, but Barry couldn't. He was gonna come and then he couldn't show up. But there's a lot of the Hall of Famers that are there, a lot of celebrities, and it's just an awesome event.
All right, we have another question from Thea. She asks, "How important is it to show a true depiction of true Black brotherhood?"
It's really important. Like I said earlier, it's really important because a lot of times when we look at Black men on TV, how they're depicted in media and TV, a lot of times there's just certain stereotypes that are there. And we all know them, we've seen them. And I think what Johnson does is really give a balance of how the Black men is viewed in their experience, our experience, as well as how our brotherhood is. And so, I was saying, when I look around me, the people that I see, they're college graduates. They're entrepreneurs. They're creating a legacy that goes beyond just themselves. They're not simply floating. I think sometimes America thinks that if a Black man is not quoting a rap lyric, we don't have anything to say. And
or dribbling a basketball or throwing a football, right?
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more to say. And there are athletes that are making their way out, but there are people that are doing things with their academics as well. And coding now is just such a difference. And so, and in terms of brotherhood, a lot of times, and this is just in life, but guys, we don't really know how to communicate at times. And so when there's some beef or things get heated, they kind of just throw their hands and see that we're going to fight and get it on, or I'm done with you. And I think with Johnson, we get to see what's really happening in our community is that there's more times than not, men are like, if it's important enough, then it's important to fight for it. And so they resolve the issues. They try to work that out. That's what we're seeing that's happening with Jarvis and Greg. And we're also seeing that happen with Omar and Keith. It's like, it's not fun. There's going to be valleys, but we're going to figure out a way to get back to the hills. And that means we're going to try to work it out. Right. And that doesn't always get depicted in media. A lot of times it's a gun shooting. That.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that.
I love that. Okay, I'm loving our audience. They're sending all these questions.
Hey, let's go.
So Kenya Just Me asks, was there a writer's room for season 2, or did Deji write all the episodes?
Good what's question. Pretty amazing? That's a really great question. Season 1, there were multiple writers. It was Deji, it was Gino Brooks, and there's some other writers, very talented. Season 2, I don't know how he did it, but Deji wrote all 10 episodes. There was not a writer's room. Of course, him and Thomas Q. Jones, who are the showrunners of the show, would discuss the ideas and go through that and figure out what works. But Deji literally wrote every episode.
Wow.
And it's just amazing. And I can see where there's things that are a lot more in depth in season 2. And he just knows because he created the characters and they're all rich. There's these rich characters with all these nuances and layers to all of us. We're not just one-dimensional. And so Deji wrote all 10 episodes. There was not a writer's room. It's pretty amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that, though. Okay, so Lady K asked, when you're not working on the show, what is your favorite thing to do?
Aside from hanging with family, ironically, I'm either getting with my brothers like Thomas when he's in town and Deji and Philip. We really get together. Like we really do hang. We just went to Tao I think last week. So what you see on screen you really see off. We take vacations together. You know, Deji and I, we took our wives on vacation to Zihuatanejo, Mexico. I know I could have just said vacation, but
But
how
you
many
had to say
times
that.
do you get to say Zihuatanejo, right? So I'm gonna use the
And say
word.
it correctly.
I'm gonna say. Did I say it correctly?
I guess so.
I did. I did. I did. I did.
Sounds
So
right to me.
yeah, yeah. So we go on vacation together, go out of the country together, do all that stuff. And so yeah, I mean, but I like to play golf too. Ironically, I know it sounds. I mean, I used to get on the court and play basketball, but my sons are getting older, and so I'm like, all right, I got to figure something else out because I'm not going to tear an ACL. I'll get on the court for a little bit, but to really be going at it, let's take it to the golf course where I can do that for many, many more years to come. So I like playing golf. My guy, Dondre Whitfield, he's actually given me some lessons and helped me with some porters. That's been really great. I go with another one of my close friends, Aaron Clark, who is the husband of my manager, Indra Clark. So I got some guys that you'd be surprised, from Will Smith all the way through, a lot of guys. Cedric has his own golf tournament. DL Hughley has his own, you know, he goes to all the golf tournaments. I just saw DL at the George Lopez golf tournament. So there's a lot of brothers that are conducting business and having fun on the course, and so I'm one of them. Yeah.
And that whole scenario spilled out in season 1, where Jarvis actually had some business dealings on the golf course.
Okay, so Sally, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to talk about a take that we did. Okay, so there was a rush take. So just so people don't know, if they don't know, well, you wouldn't know this, but there's a scene where Philip calls. Oh wait, who happens? Was it? I think Deji called me and Thomas called. Well, I'll say the characters, Greg and Omar. They called me. Then we ended up calling Keith. We're all 4 on the phone. But right before that, I was on the golfing range swinging. Gino Brooks directed that episode. I literally, because we had to get off the course, because we had to shoot another scene there, I literally only had about 4 minutes to shoot that scene, maybe 5, and they got it together. I only got to take a couple swings. So one of my swings is not looking good. But to my credit, I really could get down, Sally, I'm telling you. But what you see on screen is not really good. I had some friends kind of ask me what happened, but I could swing.
I don't know golf, so I didn't notice anything wrong. So
yeah. In that scene right before that, or no, after that, I did sink like a 15 putter. It was a 15-foot putter. I suck it. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Deji and Thomas, they don't golf, so they were like, we did the take, and then Deji goes, "Oh, okay, no, that was good. Oh, you know what? There was something with the lighting. Derek, let's run it again." Like, I just sink 15-foot putts all the time. Like, yeah. James, who was in that scene with me, a great actor, James Austin, he looked over at me and goes, "They don't play golf." Because he knew that's not going to be as easy, but we knocked it out.
I love that. All right. So, questions. I was about to say something, but let's do this. Oh, Ia wants to know, what's your handicap in golf?
See, you know what? We're getting really on the inside. Why are we going into the handicap? All right. We're going to talk good days only. That's all we're going to focus on right now.
There we go.
So I would say like sometimes between 89, 91. And I'm not mad at that. 89 and 91. That means that I'm driving in the fairway. My chip game is what comes back on me sometimes.
Okay.
That's the part. Or if I'm in the rough, but my putting game is pretty solid. So I say by 89, 91, I'm okay. I can have fun in the day.
So you don't go home aggravated like my dad would after.
There's days, I just didn't talk about that, but there's days when I do go home aggravated. Yes. But more than not, if I just relax and I remember the mechanics that I need to do, it's the driver that really will mess you up, because if you can stay in the fairway, then you don't have to go really hard and you can kind of make your hits. But yeah, about 89 and 91.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, so thumbs up.
It's like a 71 would be like, okay, you're just killing the course, you're making your par.
Oh, so then that's still really good then.
So it means that I'm bogeying some of them, or I'm going a little further, and then I'll make up for it. But yeah, that's what that means.
All right, we had another question. You said the name before, Sibley, so I apologize, but they ask, how is it working with Cedric?
Man, it's amazing working with Cedric. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, first of all, Cedric was one of the guys that was like, listen, Cedric and Eric, it was really important with the options that they had was, we need to go to bounce. because on Bounce, we're going to be able to tell a story that's our story. And so Cedric really fought for us, and he's hilarious. He comes on, you know, he was in season 1. He's also going to be in season 2. He shows up in season 2. And so it's just awesome to work with him. I mean, you see someone that has fun. I mean, how many times do you get to work with 2 legends that are kings of comedy, you know, Cedric the Entertainer as well as D.L. Hughley. And so Cedric shows up, has fun, but he knows his stuff. And you get to see why these guys are who they are doing what they do, why he's hosting the Emmys, why he's doing all these other things with his own show, The Neighborhood, and with working with us. It's like he knows his craft and he's specific. And so, but he has fun with it. So it's great to see that. He doesn't, you know, when he comes around, he's not putting a lot of pressure. He's just having fun and living in the scenes. And so it's amazing, you know, with Cedric. Absolutely.
Does having someone of that stature, like Cedric the Entertainer, saying, yes, you're Jarvis, how did that make you feel in terms of your career?
It made me feel amazing because, well, first of all, in Hollywood, you know, Deji and Thomas on their own dime, we shot a pilot about 6 years ago. And Philip and I, we came on board because we loved the content, we loved the script, we loved the story, we thought this needs to be told. And so we came aboard for free. We didn't get paid. And then we did it, and they shopped it around, and they finally got it over to Cedric. And Cedric was like, we shouldn't change anybody. That's so rare. And the great thing too is Deji and Thomas, they had opportunities to take this show to other networks that had interest. They refused to break up the 4 of us. That just does not happen in Hollywood.
No.
To sell the deal, it's like, listen, we tried, we couldn't make it. Sorry, we'll get you some episodes. But they were really adamant about keeping the 4 of us together and having creative control and cast the show they wanted to cast. And so for Cedric to look at the original pilot that we shot and be like, I love it. Let's go sell this thing. I'm totally behind it, 100, and you shouldn't change anybody. Let's see what we get at the network. That's just awesome, man, to be able to have someone like that who's a legend to stamp you and just be like, yo, I vouch for them. These are the guys that I believe in. And so it's been amazing, man, from a mentorship, from a you know, a vouch, you know, angle. It's just been pretty awesome. As well as D.L. Hughley. You know, he's a legend, man, and he's done 6 episodes the first season and does multiple episodes season 2. We got Uncle Eugene with DL, and that's another one that I was throwing him, man. He surprised us, man. He showed up ready, had his lines down, and came to play, and we lived out the scenes. And you know, anytime that you can get advice like that for free from legends that have been in this business going past 3, you know, 4 decades, it's a blessing, man. So we're honored to have them on the show and to build a brotherhood with them as well.
Love it. I just want to say that Deji Leray just hopped on. So hello,
Deji.
sir.
Hey, my brother Deji. Deji, just so you know, Sally had asked, was there a writer's room for season 2? And I told her that you had multiple writers for season 1, but the season 2, you laid in, man, and you wrote every single episode. So shout out to you, brother. There's amazing words you put on the page, man. Yeah.
I cannot wait. Again, we are literally a day and now 8 hours away from the season.
Oh, you counting hours?
Oh, yeah, I'm counting down.
You counting hours. I like it. I like it.
So, all right. I don't know how much time you have, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. If anybody else has questions, please feel free. DJ, thank you so much for coming on. All right. So in case no one knows, all day on Sunday, there's a marathon of season 1 leading up to.
Absolutely. There's a marathon of season 1. And then also, they can also go to the Brown Sugar app through the website, and they can get a 30-day free trial to stream it free. It's a Johnson free trial. They can stream it and get the app, Brown Sugar app, and they can catch up on all of season 1 on the app as well as on the marathon. Tune in on Bounce TV and see that. And then July 10th, 8/7 Central, 5 p.m. Western.
All right. So for everyone who's not familiar with Bounce, because it's not available through my cable provider, Brown Sugar is the app that you can use to get all of the episodes. We did have a question. Hold on. Is Jarvis going to take out some of his anger on Don Julio? Who's that?
So that's a good question. I don't know if I'm going to take my anger on Don. I might really have to have a hard talk to him because he was with my girl You know what I mean? He was trying to soup up my girl in the college days. So I got a little attitude with Don Julio. Like, I'm not really feeling him. But maybe I might have a talk with him and just, you know.
Wait. We cannot just glaze over that. Who is Don Julio?
Don Julio. So they kind of played Jarvis. Anna played a character as well as my James Austin, who I've been competitive with in the business. Jarvis and Lisa Johnson, played by the talented Jessica Luza, had them over for a Pictionary night. We played games while my boys were at the bar, but we're gonna stay focused on the games. So we played games, and so we were about to eat, and she, Anna, who's an amazing actress, she was like, "Hey, listen, so did you tell Jarvis about Don Julio?" And I'm like, "What? Like, what are we talking about, Don Julio?" And it happened. It was the drink. It was the
Oh.
it was the drink Don Julio. Back in the college days, you know, they used to sip a little bit on it, and she was connected to Don Julio, Lisa Johnson. So at first, Jarvis had attitude like, "What? You gonna bring up another dude right here in my house?" But it was the
Oh, so
liquor.
you had this, Jarvis had the same reaction that I just had.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jarvis had an attitude. He wasn't feeling it at all. He had an attitude.
All right, so we know that we can watch it on a marathon all day Sunday and then
Yes,
leading up to the premiere, Brown Sugar app with the free
absolutely.
trial for 30 days. Tell
Yeah.
me what else you want to talk about. All right, I have a question.
You have a question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the question?
Does Jarvis and Greg make up? Can you not say? I'm like,
I will say what's gonna be exciting to see is that you know, if Greg ends up picking him up, he's the only one that answered the phone. So we don't know. You know, all he did was just say his name when he picked up, and so we don't know if Jarvis is gonna get prideful and not ask him to pick him up, or if he's totally relieved that his brother did pick up and he asked him if he can come get him. Because quiet is kept, even though Greg, you know, has some different odd jobs, and he's like, you know, he's more on the creative side, and he's, you know, doing an Uber and doing different things. He's finding his way. Greg still has some money stacked up. I don't know if you've noticed, he don't spend a lot of money.
mm-mm.
Greg does. So Greg has a little money, so he could come and bail Jarvis out if he's needed, if he feels like it. So we don't know yet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
people are gonna have to tune in. But I tell you this, they're gonna have an idea, at least if he gets picked up or not, which way that goes, when they tune in this Sunday on Bounce TV 876.
Yeah, so they're not going to make us wait too long for
No.
some kind of answer. Okay, good.
No, to know if he did or not, you're gonna find out this Sunday. Absolutely.
Okay, so what about Bianca?
Okay, what's your question about Bianca?
Is she gonna be back to cause some havoc? Not even purposely. It's not her fault. I don't know if you remember. I hated her. I hated Bianca.
I know you did. I know you did. Yeah.
So that's just a testament to Rosa Acosta's acting skills, because that woman, I'm sure.
Listen, Rosa brought it. She brought it. And I'll be honest, I didn't know that she was going to have that. I didn't know she was going to bring that. And she really did. She brought it in the pilot that we shot, and she brought it on the series. And she's a really talented, just woman in general, you know, with all things. But with acting, I did not know. And now I know. Very talented actress. And what I'll say is that there's more to learn about that whole situation. So we don't know if, you know, what the resolution is going to be about that. But I'll tell you this. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think episode 1 is kind of gives some insight to some of the things that are coming out.
Okay. All right. The last thing I wanted to ask you, and it was something I asked you at our last interview, was Keith going to pick up on the vibes that the waitress was giving him?
Oh, yeah, because they had that chemistry on there.
Yeah. And I'm glad to see on the promo.
So since you saw the promos and you brought that up, I mean, that's a thing that is like, yo, what's going on here? Is this something that's going to go beyond this? They definitely have a connection. So I think this is going to be interesting to see, you know, for Keith. I mean, this is the thing. Keith has been one that usually falls in love really quickly, you know, goes after things totally with arms wide open, being optimistic. And so now we're going to, and usually, sadly, you know, a lot of times it's not reciprocated. And I think this season, we're going to be able to see that Keith is not going to only be the one that is going after love. I think we're going to see many people go after love, including that waitress.
Do you see the Kool-Aid smile?
I do see it. I do see it.
I'm
I do
so
see it.
excited. I'm
I
very
think
much excited.
thank you. I think there's a lot of things that we're going to be able to see, from Omar and, Naomi, from where's Greg going to go, from what Keith's going to do, and what Jarvis is going to do with his wife, Lisa. I think we're going to be able to see a lot of things that come out in the show. And it's really relationships that are in real life. And that's just across the board, from friendships, brotherhood, marriages, relationships. I think season 1 there's a lot of complexities, a lot of layers, and I'm really excited for everybody to tune in and check it out.
Oh my God, there was so many layers, and we have 2 more questions. I'm sorry,
Wow. All right.
I think I could answer this for you, but I'm not you. So what has been your most challenging episode or scene so far? Kenya Just Me asked.
Oh, wow. That's a great question, Kenya. Wow, that's a great question. I would say by far season 10. Episode 6 was intense and deep, but the season finale of season 1, that was really emotional. We shot that for about 4.5 hours, the police brutality scene. And, I remember, and even when I go deep into it, I can, just get emotional thinking about it because I understood the responsibility in that scene. Gino Brooks wrote that episode. Deji LeRae directed that episode. And so there was a lot of responsibility to show how quick a situation with a police officer can escalate. Donnie Karen played one of the police officers in that scene. And, it was really, for 4 hours, I gave it everything I had. Jessica, Lusa, she was right there with me and helped, all the other things come together for that. And I remember when we were done filming that scene, I was in the hotel. Everybody was gone. It was just myself and Risha Archibald, who we need to say her name because she was one of the catalysts and the liaisons that really helped as a producer on our show, this show, get to Cedric the Entertainer, from Thomas Q. Jones and Deji LeRae to Cedric and Eric Rohn. Risha Archibald is a producer on our show. And so I was in the hallway and Risha was there and she walked up to me and all she said was, "Are you okay?" And I just broke down in her shoulder. Just the whole 4.5 hours of filming that scene over and over, I just let it out. And it was just, all this emotion just came out because it was important for us to live out that scene. Even Donnie Carrington, who played one of the officers, I remember we did a take and he kind of softly put me on the hood and I said, "Hey man, listen, we really have an opportunity here. We got to go into this. Got to go into this, and we got it. So don't pull any punches, man. I could take it. Throw me on the hood if that's what you would do." And so I left that scene with ribs sore and face, my cheekbone, and my heart just broken for all the young black men and black black fathers and uncles and cousins that have sadly been killed. And so that scene was the hardest by far.
I could definitely see it. And I remember telling you I cried through the entire episode. There wasn't barely one part of that episode that I didn't cry through. That was definitely a tough scene to watch because it is unfortunately a reality.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a great question though. Wow, what a great question to go out on. That was a great question.
All right, so we are rounding out another hour as quickly as we always do, by the way. All right, so let's get back. What is it that you're hopeful? Yeah, Kenya, you're right. It was a very powerful episode. And
oh man, thank you, Kenya. Thank you.
So, all right, so we got some comments like Gino's awesome. Obviously, things have been great. Again, 2 days. Is there anything you want to leave everyone who's here watching and everyone who's going to be seeing this on my IGTV Live? If there's one thing you want them to know about this, what would it be?
That I think they're going to really love season 2. There's so much more depth. So the complexities are even more. There's so many layers with all the characters. There's some new characters come in. The great Terry Vaughn actually joins the cast this season. And so it was amazing having her on. Episode 1, we get right into the fire of everything. Like a lot of times, you get an episode and it's like a soft preamp to episode 2 and 3, 4. People know the characters and we're introducing new characters. So season 1, we go all in. So I think that people are going to really be moved. I think that it's going to be conversation starters. I think people are going to, you know, our social media always really, it just drives a lot. You know, Bria handles a lot of our social media, and it's just amazing. And also Laura handles the Johnson Bounce page. So, you know, there's a lot of conversations that go on there after the episodes. And then also just for people to know, we tweet live. Everybody, all of the cast, we tweet live during each episode. So this Sunday on Twitter, while we're watching the episode, they can actually communicate and ask questions and talk to us.
Wow.
We're literally tweeting live during the whole episode. But I just think people are going to love this season. You know, it's so much more complex and so many more layers, and the topics we dive into, from, you know, men and women and how we see relationships, and what are gender roles, and should those exist, and do they not exist? And,
Really? So you're,
you know,
heavy hitting topics that are very
yeah,
prevalent right now.
we're really getting into it, you know, and also not just the idea of giving back to the community, but how does that look, and what does that mean, and what do you do, you know, and also in marriages, man. A lot of times we see, you know, the one side of marriage or the other side of marriage, and now we get to see with two marriages, you know, Jarvis and Lisa, and Omar and Naomi, and what does that look like, and how do things resolve, and, you know, is there forgiveness, and are these things let go, or, you know, and so we're going to get to see all that stuff, as well as new love, right, with Keith and with Greg. So I think there's just a lot of different facets to the show that people are going to be able to see. And one last thing I'll say is, you know, a lot of times when we see friendships, I mean, if you even look at your girls, a lot of times we're not all the same. You know, in TV, a lot of times we see like 4 or 5 people and they're all like the same. And it's like, that's not how it is. You know, in my group, there might be someone that never went to college, and then there might be someone that's a college graduate, and there might be someone that has their own company, and there might be someone that's a pilot. And there's so many different things. And that's how it is on Johnson. You know, Jarvis has his own brokerage firm. Keith is a photographer. He's an artist. You know, Greg is finding his way and trying to develop businesses of his own. And then Omar developed an app. He's a tech guy. So we have all these different facets, and you see that also on the side of women. You know, Lisa is in HR. Naomi is a wardrobe stylist to the celebrities. I mean, you know, you see these different facets of people and how friends are, and they're not all the same. So there's no way someone's going to watch this and not relate to a character.
Love that. That's a perfect statement.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so I want to give a shout out to all of the actors and actresses from the show that hopped on to say hi, especially Jess and DJ LeRae. Thank you so much, and Thea. Also Naomi, right? Naomi.
Yes, Kalila Joy.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to say thank you. Also want to say that I get to talk with Mrs. Lisa Johnson next week.
Hey.
On IGTV Live. So we're going to wait for the first episode and then really like do some girl talk.
Oh, that'll be good. I'm going to have to jump on at some point for that. Yeah, you're going to love having a conversation with Lisa.
Thank you.
With Jessica.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna love.
That's a good question. I do that to you all the time. I call you Jarvis, or I say you as thinking that you're in character. Is it difficult for people to distinguish between Derrex, the actor, and then Jarvis, the character?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay.
Deji warned me of that. He was like, "Listen, I'm just gonna tell you, man. You're gonna be walking through the airport, and people are gonna yell your name Jarvis before they yell Derrex, and that has happened." Which is funny. And so, yeah, and we get it. It totally get it. In the first season too, my wife in real life, she's Black. And so when they would see us out, sometimes people would be like, oh, like I thought you would be married to a white woman because you're married to a white woman on the show. Like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And so it's just funny how people, when they see you as that character, they really think that. But that's a testament to people feeling like they really believe you. Mm-hmm. And that's a testament to the acting across all the entire cast that's happening too. So now I'm honored for it.
I agree with you with that. All right. So I won't take up any more of your time. Anything else? What are we missing? So Sunday is the premiere.
Yeah. Everybody tune in this Sunday, July 10th, 8/7 Central. For the West Coast, it's 5 p.m. And check out season 1 of season 2. Or episode 1 of season 2.
Yes. I'm so excited for you. I want to thank you so much again for coming on and being such a great friend to the show. I love you. I do. And happy birthday.
Hey, I want to shout out, Erica. I just want to shout out Kid Lightyear. You'll see Kid Lightyear.
Yes, he just joined.
Yeah. So She is amazing. She, for anyone that doesn't know, the promos that people have been going crazy over and loving it, and the colors and the different depictions of the backgrounds, all that, she wrote and came up with all of that.
Love it.
That's her. And
Love
so I
it.
just want to shout you out. You are absolutely amazing. And I'm just so grateful for what you've done for us. So I'm just glad to see that you jumped on and wanted to give you some flowers, because she's absolutely amazing. People need to follow her. She's an amazing artist, amazing editor. The trailers you see, all of that. That's her.
Love it. Oh my God, that they are absolutely amazing. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there were so many spoilers in there, but I was so happy because like I had so many questions. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
All
you
right.
for having me on your show, Celia. I appreciate
Always.
it. I love what you're doing.
Anytime.
It's always a good time, good energy, and I'll definitely come back. Look, season 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. Let's keep it going.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for being here. Thanks everyone for joining in, and it will live on IGTV, and we will be posting a link for the YouTube on Mix Vibes Radio as early as Monday, hopefully. So
Awesome. Thank you.
thank you. Bye everyone.
All right. Bye, everybody.